Welcome to BackChat. I'm your host, Temba Madima. This evening we're chatting to Taylor Kavanagh, also known as Taylor Kavanagh, a phenomenal runner, youth. Did well as a young athlete, developed into a good junior where she won. But let me not get into too much details. Let's just get her on and then I'll give you a proper introduction to her. So welcome to you and thank you for joining. Jean Couture, I see you. Well done for winning the junior title at the ABSA 10K city run. Well done to you. Yeah, welcome guys. Hope you guys are doing good. Taylor Kavanagh is going to be with us. Kavanagh. So feel free if you got any questions you want to ask your questions. Kesa Muletsane, I see you. Welcome to you. Juan Lo, I see you. Taylor is in the building. I'm gonna send her an invite and then we're gonna get rocking. So welcome guys. Hope you're doing good. If you got questions, anything you want to ask, today is your opportunity. I'm just sending her an invite quickly and then we're gonna get rocking. It is but it is not. So once she accepts, we're gonna go live. She should be on any moment. Yo, Taylor, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks, Timber. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, so excited for this. Thanks for joining us. You had an awesome weekend, of course. So I'm excited for this chat. Thanks for joining.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, you're back home in Durban right now, yeah?
Yes, I am indeed.
How nice is that? Getting to run in front of your home crowd yesterday. But okay, let me not get into that. Let me start from where we usually start from the beginning. I want to first do an introduction so that those who are watching can know exactly who's in the building, so they can put respect on your name. Is that okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, with us this evening, we've got Taylor Kavanagh. She is a phenomenal up-and-coming junior running distance sensation. She is the SA under 24 kilometer champion, as well as the SA recently crowned SA 10 kilometer champion, as well as the ABSA Durban 10K city run champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Taylor Kavanagh. Welcome, Taylor.
Thank you, Timber.
Cool. There's a bit of a delay. I think it's on my side. Just let me know if at any moment if you can't hear me clearly, okay?
Perfect, will do. Thank you.
Super. Yeah, so like I said, it's been an awesome weekend for you. Coming from Durban. Yesterday you laid a new title, your first senior title, as the SA 10K champion. How do you feel? Just tell us about that before we get into the rest of your story, you know?
Perfect. So I had a very exciting weekend. Winning an SA title yesterday was super nice. Being on home soil and to win was super special. So it was also very nice to have family and friends along the routes. So that made it a bonus as well. So it was a great weekend and was great. And just having so many supporters along the way. I mean, with COVID, we've had like hardly any races where supporters are even allowed. So that was amazing.
Yeah.
Have so many people out there, screaming, shouting for everyone. It was just such a vibe and had such a great.
I think that's the word, everybody just kept on, even when we spoke to like the casual or the casual runners, they were all talking about the vibe. The top runners were happy about the vibe, the energy, that spirit of road running being back again, parents and friends being able to support on the road, and more than, a specialist running gathering, but so that's open for everybody. So that was exciting. It was exciting to see, exciting to watch, and I'm sure that played a big role in like your performance, no?
Yes, definitely. I think having people cheering you on just gives you that extra drive and extra push. So it was a huge motivator.
Yeah, shout out to Durban for being such an amazing host city. It's always nice. The weather was perfect. I mean, unless if you have a problem with the heat, but I'm sure you're used to it being a Durbanite, but it was really amazing.
Yeah, definitely was. And everyone was stressing about the weather because leading up to the race, I know you guys, the whole team was there like a week before or something, and they kept
Yeah,
saying, "Oh,
yeah.
a bit worried about the weather. We're not sure what's gonna happen." And I was like, "Oh, guys, relax. It's fine. The weather will always stays out." And on Sunday it was perfect. So as I had predicted, it was gonna be good weather, and
Oh,
it was. So we.
okay. You know, that's what I'm doing before any major race. Now we're gonna be giving you a call for predictions. Taylor, can you give us a weather prediction for the weekend? And whatever you say, that's what we're gonna go with. But well called. I'm gonna read some comments now. A few people are like, Taylor, you legend, so exciting, so exciting. That's Pinar Blaine. We've got the likes of Geoff Lowe. Lowe, welcome. I mean, that's probably one of the best photographers. I really like his work. If you haven't seen him, he does a lot of work. We've got Run with Shayna saying woohoo. We've got Naidu saying yay. All these interesting comments for you. I know that the Durbanites are happy. Gabriel Lowe, brother all the way from the United States of America, is in here. He's studying that side. Brenda Walker, welcome. Walker. Q Walker is in here. Welcome to you. We've got Ryan Jono. Welcome. We've got Chris Brewer says, "Hey champs, great work." I'm gonna read one or two more, and then we're gonna get started. Is that okay? Let's see what else I can see. Oh, Georgie Mark saying
Perfect.
Lekatemba. Georgie Mark saying Lekatemba. Thanks for Backtrack Sports. Great work at the ABSA Durban 10K City Run. Amazing. Thanks, George. You guys, Still Waters hosted a phenomenal event. I'm sure you would agree with that, Taylor.
Pardon? Sorry, I lost connection there.
I'm saying Still Waters hosted a phenomenal event this weekend. I'm sure you would agree with that.
Definitely hosted such a great event, put on such a show, and was just fantastic.
All right. Let's start in the beginning. So here we are now. We've literally played it back from one of your biggest and best performances. Maybe not, let's just say so. Now we have to take it all the way back to the beginning. I mean, you're only 20 years old for those who don't know, but you've caused quite a ruckus this year in a few of the races, especially the 10K races, and now with the big one, the SA national title on the road. Where did your running journey start? I mean, you're only 20. You can't be running that long, or is it that long?
So I started running when I was in junior school, but didn't take it really seriously. Was just one of those little runners, at school, just having fun, enjoying it, and
Yeah.
started taking running more seriously in high school, towards the
Okay.
end of high school, like grade 10, 11, 12, and then, yeah, the last 2 years. So I started off doing a lot of cross country, and
Okay.
yeah, so that's where like my foundation was built, was in cross country. And then
Mm-hmm.
that built a really solid foundation for me going into the 10K road. And then
Yes.
I started competing in 10Ks and was thoroughly enjoying it, and have just continued with that distance, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
really it. And yeah, I honestly just love to run. I'm just a girl who loves to run, and yeah, just really enjoying the journey so far, and yeah, look forward to running more.
Absolutely. There's a lot of running left in those legs. I mean, 20 years old, and you're a senior title winner. That's amazing. But I want to ask this question: which one do you prefer? You said your foundation was cross country. Track and field is something that you also do, and then there's road running. What do you think best suits or fits Taylor?
I think in my junior years, I would definitely say it was cross country, but I feel
Yeah.
like as the senior category, I think that definitely the road. I'm really, really enjoying the road at the moment.
And track, you're not too fond of the track, it sounds like.
No, I just at school I didn't really have a lot of there wasn't a lot of track. Like the school wasn't really involved in a lot of track. So my foundation was built on the track, was more built on the cross country side. That's why I wasn't really built up like a lot of people with the track, but more the cross country side.
All right, you still got time, Taylor. I think the track is something that we still want to see you dominating. I personally believe it's something that you can do very well, and that with cross country lays like a super foundation. But I know your coach, whatever your coach is doing, he or she, somebody asked, who is your coach? Is doing a fantastic job. You know, who is your coach?
Yeah. My coach is Andrew Boyens.
Okay, cool. Oh, thanks a lot for that. Let's do a few more welcomes and then we're going to continue with the questions. I see here Tsepang Lehaku is in the building. She recently finished second at the Tembisa Street Mile, as well as first at the, Hoërskool Kempton Park mile on the track. So she's had a busy weekend, Friday, Saturday. Who else we've got? Your Survey Kudi, welcome to you. I see Kieran says here, South Africa's huge star, Bradley Kavanagh is in the building. Is it Kavanagh? Why? In my mind, I always think Kavanagh. You know, I think it's because of that song, Savannah, na na na. So the whole time when I think of your name, I've got that tune in my mind. You know, so it's Kavanagh, not Kavanagh. Man, why is it not Kavanagh? All right. And here's another one here from Run With Shayna says, Taylor is an absolute superstar. She's going to go from strength to strength. Absolutely believe that as well. And Blocky Funny playing, Ashley Blocky Smith saying, looking forward to see her running 5,000. You know what, Taylor? That's it. I believe it too. I think there's a lot of dominance to be shown on the track as well. And I think once you've got that, whoo, sky is the limit, you know. So looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So next question I wanted to ask is role models. Do you have any role models in South Africa or in the world? Which athlete do you look up to and, you know, really like admire whether it's their work ethic or how they work on the track or off the track? Any athlete that you find as a role model?
I wouldn't say I exactly have one specific role model, but I look up and inspired by a lot of the South African women road runners. I don't really like to follow other people's footsteps, but I like to and want to create my own path and go forward with that. So I just take a lot of inspiration from a lot of the South African women and, you know, try make my own footsteps and get you know, make my own journey and create that journey and just follow along with that.
Very, very safe answer there. I see you're not even dropping any names. So I like it. You want to build your own path. And I think a lot of the athletes we've had a chat with, they keep saying they learn. You know, it's almost like you want to build yourself into a perfect athlete by taking different attributes from different athletes. You know, every athlete has their strengths and weaknesses. I assume you're also doing the same, no?
Yes, definitely.
Perfecto Mondo. Okay, Taylor Kavanagh, and not Kavanagh. It still bugs me. I'm gonna try to get that song out of my mind so that I addressed you correctly. But as I said, you know, it's so exciting. A lot of people spoke about being excited to see you do some good things on the track as well. You've shown your strength on the cross country, winning the SA Junior title. You've shown your strength on the road, beating some of the best 10K runners in the country, you know, or well, the best 10K runners in the country. The likes of Kesa Mulitsano is on here watching. You know, big ups to her. A very good role model and a person. Glenn Rose Klaba, Gerda, no, Gerda didn't run. I mean, Ervet Van Zyl was in the race. Glenn Rose Klaba. I mean, that's amazing. You know, I'm sure you must be like, well done, Taylor. Keep it up. Yeah. So one of the questions I wanted to ask I said that we did a poll where we gave people opportunity to ask some questions, right? Some of the main questions
Yeah.
that came up, there's 4 of them. Let's take them. I think it's nice when people interact with their questions. So the first one was, what is your diet like? Do you have a special diet where you eat leaves, little baby cabbages, baby carrots? Everything is perfect and neat. Or how do you eat? How's your diet like?
So I wouldn't say I have a specific diet. I like to keep everything in moderation. So a combination of all just your carbs, your proteins, your fats, and just everything in moderation. I don't think you should be too lenient or too strict on yourself. I feel everything in moderation is really good. If you've had a hard day and you want anything, like don't be too. I'm very lenient, and I think that's a really important thing to have in your life, not being too hard.
Absolutely. That balance I 100% believe in. When you're not eating, when you're not in race mode or whatever, what is your favorite snack? I would like to know that. What's your go-to snack that makes you feel a bit guilty for eating when you've had a hard training day or so on?
Favorite snack? Oh, this is a tough one. Mm, I don't know. Favorite snack? I love like a good protein bar, if that's a good snack.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, protein bar. Well,
Oh.
Are you one of those who you're watching a movie, at night you got your popcorn, you've got your protein bar, and you probably have like a health shake, or do you let loose every now and again?
No, definitely less loose. Have that moderation, Tim, but everything.
Well said. And the next question that was asked is, what is your 5 kilometer PB? We know, and your 10 kilometer. Your 10 kilometers obviously 32:10, which you ran on Sunday. What is your 5K PB?
I've never actually raced a 5K. So I don't really know exactly what the time is, but I think from Sunday's 10, I think I went through halfway in like 16:05. So I would say 16:05, as I currently haven't really raced 5K.
All right, I will say it's a sub 16. That's what you're capable of running. Until you put it officially, you're a sub 16 runner. Tell them Temba said so. All right.
Yes.
Next question. Next question is, somebody asked, any interest in studying in the United States of America?
So yes, actually, I was offered a scholarship in America, and I decided not to go with it just because at the time that I was given the scholarship, I just decided that I have a really supportive family and structure at home, and I just decided that I was going to get a lot more out of staying in South Africa and doing what I was going to do here rather than pursuing it in America. So I had to make that decision, and at the moment I'm very happy with the decision I made with staying here so far.
Taylor, I 100% agree with that. Proudly South African, and it's always good to see the South Africans doing it from South Africa. Stephen Mokoka has shown it very well, the likes of a lot of top athletes. I mean, the back in the days, the Zola Buds, who else? Zola Buds did it from South Africa with the likes of, I cannot get a name, Ilana Meyer.
Yes.
They were all homegrown and they went out and, dominated, especially, I mean, look at the men. Stephen Mokoka, the world champs, finishing 5th in a marathon. It's amazing. And I think it's a good choice. And you're still 20. So if you decide you do want to go later on, that opportunity still is there. But for now, definitely a good choice.
Yeah. There's plenty of time.
Back to my question. Exactly. plenty of time. And I mean, we look forward. Your motivation, what would you say is your biggest like motivation in life? What's your biggest motivation for running, and just in general, how you take on life?
So I'm hugely motivated by just giving off my best and being the best version of myself. So every day I'm motivated and wake up being inspired by being a better version of myself. So that's what inspires me and keeps me going and keeps the dreams alive and just keeps me, keeps that energy going. Is just, keep improving yourself to be the best version of yourself. And that's what keeps me going and keeps me motivated.
Man, what other motivation, that's intrinsic, that's from within, being the best version of yourself. It's almost like, you must always set goals that are almost impossible, because you'll never know what the best version of yourself is. It's like a constant pursuit of excellence.
And and it keeps you going because there's always something to achieve, because you're not always going to be perfect, and your results aren't going to always be perfect. And it's great to have, because you can keep improving on the little steps and get to those goals.
Absolutely. Spoken like a really mature athlete, and absolutely true. Actually, Blocky Smith here says, let's say your PBs run about 15:20. So your new PB on the 5K, according to Blocky Smith and Temba Madima, is 15:20. All right, you tell them that if anybody asks. Welcome. That would be amazing. Jean Rousseau, welcome to you. I see Shan's Bar, welcome. Stefan Filioun, Edgar De Vier says, what do you need to make the next step in your career? Wow, that is a big question. What would you say you need, Taylor?
I think you just need a huge support system and a good, because I think, and also just being consistent. I think being consistent with your training and just working in your blocks and taking rest, taking the time you need, but also just having a really supportive structure around you. As I feel in my life, that's a really important thing for me. And one of the main reasons why I didn't go over to the US is that my support structure here is so good, and they provide huge motivation for me and encouragement, and it really does just set you up for, feeling good and being the best version of yourself, because people believe in you and are constantly, motivating you and saying, you got this, like, keep trying, keep doing your thing. And I think that is a huge thing to help, is having people, family and friends who support you, and also just having discipline and motivation will definitely get you to the next step in your career, because it keeps your mind on the dreams that you have. So I think that's one thing that will definitely get me further in life and running itself.
I like that support structure. Let's talk about it. You're 20 years old. You're an up and coming, sensational distance runner in the country. How does the support structure look? And for a 20-year-old Taylor Kavanagh, how does it look? And I just want to hear how it looks for you, and then we can also, for those who are watching, maybe they can add some other stuff that would be important to make sure. We don't want you at 25 frustrated with running. We want you to be able to go to the next level, next step. I think that's the question Edgar's trying to get at, so that South Africans need to get involved and say, listen, if you need an allowance, or if you need medical and you need supplements and you need travel allowance, I know the clubs are doing a sensational job. Obviously, the club that you're running for helps and supports a lot as well. Yeah. Maybe just give us a bit of a breakdown for how it looks for a 20-year-old at the moment.
Okay, so I have a very supportive family. So mom, dad, and sister, who I'm a very family-oriented person, and my family everything to me. So yeah, they're huge in my life and huge support, and just, you know, they like almost live my passion with me. I have a very supportive coach who's there for me all the time, and also I have a very supportive club I run for Marion Roberts, and that's they're absolutely amazing. It's such a family all together, and I'm so grateful for all their support and all their love that they give to me. So I think those combination of all those is a huge help, and really just keeps me motivated and keeps my head strong and keeps me in the right direction.
All right, absolutely. Thanks for that. You know, it's always good. I had an idea, but it's always good to hear it, you know, because a lot of athletes or people don't understand what a stable, let's call it a so-called stable environment looks like for you to become a better athlete and to get to the next level. And obviously from there on, there will be the sponsors that need to come on to make sure that it is sustainable. Obviously, you're studying something. I remember you mentioned you're studying. What degree are you studying?
So I'm studying in Durban. I'm studying at private institutes, and I'm studying entrepreneurship and business management.
Ooh, that is dope. I like business management, entrepreneurship. You know what I mean? And that's cool. I think the nice thing about those careers is that this is something you can literally apply into building your brand and into, you know, you can run a business or be an entrepreneur whilst being an athlete, because I think that's exactly what it actually almost requires. If you can manage yourself and manage your brand and, you know, leverage off of that as well as doing your own stuff, it gives you more time to be able to run and to follow your passion as well.
Yeah.
So I like it.
Thank you.
So why that career path? What made you decide to choose entrepreneurship and business?
I just really enjoy it, and I've also always wanted to start my own business one day. So I thought, you know, let's go into that, and I've actually thoroughly enjoyed it so far. So I'm really glad that I chose this business side to go into.
All right. Another question: do you have many time? How many do you gym, and how many times a week? Do you have any recovery routines as well?
So I would say gym and strength is an important part, and I would say I do gym and strength like twice a week, which is important, just to, you know, the muscles and everything like that. And I would say recovery routines is always taking rest when you need it, taking rest days when you need it, taking rest weeks after hard training blocks. And yeah, just I think with the recovery, everyone's different, and you got to find what works best for you. And I think once you found that and what your body can cope with, and when you need to take that rest as well. So I think you got to see what's best for you and use that method.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for that question, Tracelyn Ullerman. She asked about that recovery question. And Bibi Tienison is asking, what's the hardest session you've ever done? Oh, that's a big question.
The hardest session I've ever done. I would say 1K repeats are quite tough on the track. I would say that's a tough session. Yeah, let's say that one. 1K repeats are tough.
Ooh, yeah, that's always. How many do you usually do in like a session?
I think my last ones I've done, I think I did about 10, I think. Yeah, 10. Yeah, so it's a tough session, but I honestly love it. So that keeps me going.
All right. I see here Dana Gutierrez in the building as well. Daily Sean, welcome to you as well. Michael LaRue, welcome, guys. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the questions. I see there's a lot of questions that are coming through, and it's good because it's always good to hear what the people are thinking. And it's always interesting. Here's another one here. I think this is a cool question here. It says, do you have a sports psychologist helping you with the mental side of performance?
So I personally don't have a sports psychologist at the moment, but my mom and I speak a lot, and she helps me out hugely with that side of things. I don't personally have one, but me and my mom are really close, and we have a really special connection. And I feel that we spend a lot of time chatting, and I feel that she's almost my sports psychologist. Very lucky to. And so I don't have a proper one, but I have someone who's as supportive.
What do you mean not a proper one? You know your mom. How can the mom not be a proper psychologist? Who knows you better? That's cool. And if you were to look at some of the athletics, obviously having mass participation, sport back, and that's slowly coming back. How important do you think it is for road running, especially? Because I mean, I think track and field is still a bit different, where you can have, it's all about the electronic time when you go. But road running seems a bit more different. There is a lot more of a social running aspect of it as well that keeps the sport going. It must have been good, being back in a full packed, almost fully packed road race.
Yeah, it was so great, Timber. I ran a few of the Spa ladies series, and that was quite close.
Yeah.
So we didn't really have a lot of spectators there. So comparing to, it was so great to have like mass field participants, and just having that support. I mean, I've missed it personally, so it was so great just having everyone cheering you on again after such a long period where we weren't allowed anyone there. So yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah,
I look forward to more events opening up and more people and spectators allowed to come watch again. And I think, as slowly as things open up, I feel that things will ease back to hopefully getting back to normal.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we're going to wrap it up soon. But before we do that, I would like to ask, what advice would you have? Obviously, like, you're still young, 20 years. You've almost, for road running especially, you've got probably another 15 years, where you can still run very well and so on. But what message do you have for young athletes, maybe athletes your age, who might be coming into this environment? All of a sudden, there's a lot of attention and there's a lot of expectations. How do you personally deal with it, and what keeps you focused on your goals?
I think the most important thing is to just be yourself and not allow too much pressure. For me, I personally don't pressure on myself, and I feel like putting pressure on yourself just it can always almost make you crumble. And I feel that something I've really worked on is just arriving and running your own race and focusing on yourself is one really key thing that I focus on. Is at the end of the day, it all comes down, you're racing for yourself. You want to get the time that you want to do, you want to get that position. I think just focus on yourself, work on those goals, and just wake up each morning and just keep remembering why you're doing it. I think a lot of people get lost sometimes, like why they're doing it. And I think it's so important to keep those goals alive, and keep working towards what you have. And by sharing your goals with your family and friends, and just keep working hard, and just keep going for that. I mean, sometimes it gets hard, but I feel like having that huge support structure is so important. And it'll definitely get you places by having a lot of people who love you and care for you, and having great having great people around you definitely helps. It makes the journey, because sometimes running can be lonely. So I feel that having all those people around you definitely helps in a sport that's not a team involved. Yeah.
Oof, that is so true. That's a jam-packed answer with so much gems in there. And I hope those who are listening, the young athletes that are listening, will take what you're saying and really learn from it. I think you show a lot of maturity. I'm sure that comes from the support you've received. It was cool, you know, speaking to your dad yesterday, before we did the podcast, and your dad was like,
Yeah.
so I was like, you know, I was trying to figure out where does all this talent come from, you know? Was your dad
Yeah.
like an ex-Springbok runner or sprinter? Was your mom an ex-Springbok runner or sprinter? And dad is like, I don't know, maybe sometimes two negatives make a positive. And that's been the case with you. And I mean, you're just showing that it does not have to come from the family. As long as you love something and you're passionate about it, that's enough spark, you know?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, but shout out to your dad and, you know, everybody who's supporting. I see Michael G. Avren, G. Van Hren, I don't know. He says, Taylor Kavena, my hero after Mbuleli Matanga. So, you've already become a hero. Look at that, would you? Look at that.
Aw.
All right. And with that, I think we're going to wrap it up. I think Debbie Perry Eaton saying such young wisdom, amazing.
No,
Definitely, you've shown you show so much wisdom, and you know, wish you nothing but the best for the future. Final message from you to everybody who's watching, and the people who jumped on here to see you. They really supported throughout your chat. Message to all those who support you and love you and continue to send you messages. I'm sure your DMs and your inboxes have been full the whole weekend.
Thank you so much to everyone who's tuning in and listening. I really appreciate all the love and support. It's been unreal the last day and a bit. So thank you so much. And don't give up. Never give up on those dreams that you're chasing for, because it's so important to set dreams and achieve them. And, you know, just keep working hard. It's not always easy, but in the long run, it's always worth it. No matter if it's good or bad, you will get there each day, each little step, and you'll get to those goals.
Absolutely. Taylor, I want to thank you so much for joining us. It was really fun. Sorry about the connection. It was a bit slow. Sometimes I was cutting you out, but because it was lagging,
Okay,
so apologies about that. But it was good. It was a good chat. Good seeing you yesterday as well. And, you know, keep it up. Keep up that good energy, positive energy. Your love for the sport is really, it's transparent, and it's good to see. Keep that, and all the best for the future.
Thank you so much, Tim, for the chat and for having me. Thank you, guys.
All right, take care and good night.
Thank you so much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it straight from Taylor Kavena. Apologies about the network. It was a bit slow from my side. I don't know if it's my side or your side, Taylor, but it was a bit of a connection problem. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the chat tonight. I did, getting to know a bit of Taylor Kavena. And we will see you again. We'll be back with more chats, more talent. There's so many more of you. There's so many Taylor Kavenas out there. There's so many talented athletes out there, and it's always interesting to see who's going to be next. So thank you for gracing us with your talent. We look forward to seeing more of you in more races and more dominance and more victories in the future.
Thank you, Timber.
All right. Thanks a lot. Take care and good night.